So I am a Yoruba man. I want something that is genuine, something that gives me a real conversation. I mean, conversation that genuinely affects Yoruba, not a lousy noise that makes you feel like those who are indeed responsible, those who are supposed to, okay, we are talking about ODUDUWA Republic. Why is it so difficult? Why is it so difficult for those who are leading Nigeria, those who are leading Yoruba land, to reason with you and me? Why is it so difficult? There is poverty. There's a limited opportunity. We can see our young people turning into what they shouldn't be turning into. Unproductive. We are breeding an unproductive army of young people. What do you think will happen? Crime will escalate. What do you think will happen to that graduate who has been jobless for the past 10 years? You don't care how he's been surviving, and you don't care if he turned to crime. So as a Yoruba man, what do you think should be the problem? If they say it's because we cannot extract and utilize our own natural and mineral resources in Yoruba land, who says we can't? They say because we are part of Nigeria. Oh, they say a Yoruba man cannot actually, in Yoruba land, the Apapa seaport, the busiest seaport in Nigeria, a Yoruba cannot take tax from there, but an Hausa man can represent a federal government, a proxy pickpocket regime in Nigeria, to take that revenue. And me as a Yoruba man, I can continue to rant. I can continue to complain. You as a Yoruba man, you can continue to attack me and tell me to give you solution. What the fuck are you talking about? What solution are you asking for? We have people who have the political power, who have the political clout. All the status of assembly in Yoruba land, the people making laws in them, they are Yorubas. All this Yoruba state in Yoruba land, I mean in Nigeria, they are the governors in Yoruba land, they are Yoruba governors. What the hell are you telling me? What the hell are you trying to bring up? In the, like, let's even think about it. What do you think I should do? When indeed there are people who have the power, they speak Yoruba. So if what I'm saying doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't make sense to them, so who do you think will change it? So why are you asking stupid questions on social media? My friend, come down and do it when you are already campaigning for Tinubu to be your president. How does that make any sense? They speak Yoruba. There is poverty in Yoruba land. There is insecurity in Yoruba land. There is inequality in Yoruba land. There is all of these things. You know it. I know it. I'm talking about them. We are calling on ourselves to do the right thing if we genuinely care about the land. And stop blaming others. Stop blaming others. If you don't like it, you change it. In Yoruba land, there is no rich man. There is no one billionaire in Yoruba land that could build a refinery for Yoruba land. And at the end of the day, end the oil importation in Nigeria. For 60 years, we've been talking about it. For 60 years. There is no single Yoruba billionaire that could build that refinery. At least build a refinery. Let's see if they would demolish the refinery. But they are not interested. They didn't build one. They said Nigeria didn't build. Did any Yoruba man build anyone? Why can't a Yoruba man build that? Is that not an economic power for Yoruba people, for Yoruba man to build a bigger refinery in 60 years in Yoruba land? But a Yoruba man will convince you and tell you that it makes sense for Nigeria to export crude oil and import finished products when they can easily build one refinery in Ogun State, build one refinery in Lagos State, and then begin to pump the refined product onto different vessels on Lagos Sea and supply Nigeria refined product for 60 years. Did the Yoruba man build one? No. So if a Yoruba man couldn't build a refinery for 60 years, okay, fine. I'm giving you this because there are so many economic ways that a united Yoruba land, a prosperous Yoruba land with leaders who genuinely want a prosperous Yoruba land, what they could have done to have created wealth in Yoruba land, to create a missing opportunity for all of us in the absence and in the failure of different governments in Nigeria. Did we build one? Did we try to? We didn't even build our infrastructures. We didn't build our schools, right? We didn't build our roads. We live in darkness. no real hospitals, no medical attention for our aged. We suffer, we die in poverty. And you want me to sit down here and blame an Igbo man who left his own village for the same reason, came down to Lagos, where you, a Lagosian, where you, a Yoruba man, is living like you are in a foreign land. Then he hustled, and your brother charged him millions of naira and sold his inheritance to that Igbo man who left his village, as you want to claim, with no money. Do you want me to go on and on and on? They didn't do it. Today, the same Yoruba land is ready to provide land for Dangote to build a refinery in Yoruba land. What does that tell you? Do you still think an Igbo man is the problem? Do you really think an Hausa man is the problem? Do you really think sending them away is actually the solution when your leaders who are supposed to be building society for you are building empires for themselves, and they are making their children the inheritance of all these empires? How do you then go about and feel comfortable and blame other people who are also victims of the same rotten system? If Nigeria is not working, if something is not working, if we are not progressing as a people, if there is a limitation being faced by your political leaders, past and present, retired and active, if there is something that makes it difficult for them to fix Yoruba land, don't you think it is better to channel our energy into asking them for that reason? Because we want them. If there is no solution anymore for them, because we know there is none, break up Nigeria, re-strategize Yoruba land, remake laws that actually care and cater for the Yoruba people and those who are living in Yoruba land. Create a society that our generation will be proud to leave behind for those coming behind us. Do you think being an all-riser, being an abobaku, being an ass-licker, being a crumb chaser, being a Buharideen or a Buhari Didere, or being a Buhari Dinotu, a Buhari Dijatu, or maybe you are a Buhari Shuku, Anunekari, Ungosiari, or maybe you have chosen to be an obedient fool, humbled slave, or a sophisticated moron, or maybe you are currently living outside Nigeria and you have chosen to be a Mumumadu, a Bele lecturer, or a Mumu lecturer. I am asking you directly, how difficult is it if they say the reason why we can't do all of this, the reason why we can't have 24 hours electricity, even if the rest of Nigeria don't care if they have electricity or not, the reason why we can't have a motorable road or build good schools and build good hospitals is because we are not allowed to use and utilize our own natural human resources. If they say the reason why we are not progressing is because there is no enough resources to help our people, because Nigeria is taking all the money and we are now beggars. We are now beggars. We are beggars. Yorubas are beggars. Yoruba political leaders are beggars. In Nigeria, every month, they go to Abuja to chase their allocation. Elected officials from Yoruba land, from time immemorial, many of them are joining politics just to become another beggar who will pretend to be leading Yoruba land. They are beggars. They go to Abuja every month to beg for allocation. And whatever they give to them is what they call their own allocation that month. And their people can suffer. Their people can die. It doesn't really matter, right? Now, if we have to stop being beggars, if being part of Nigeria will keep us being beggars, why can't we ask them to break up? Let us all sit down again. Let us determine the type of government we want in Yoruba land. If these political leaders are not going to do it, why should you, out of ignorance or deliberate, or let me say selective amnesia, right, decided to blame other people for something we can fix, something we have the power, something that those who claim to love Yoruba land should be thinking about right now? We are selling warehouses to construct them to churches. Our youth are roaming the streets. They don't have jobs after school. Now they are going to the churches to go and pray for miracle so that they can get jobs. But every day, right, industrial parks are being converted into real estate park where people are now selling houses for poor people at 40 million naira, 30 million naira, poor people without job, 30-year-olds living in their own parents' house, waiting for their parent to die so that they can become the youngest landlord in town. And they can print a business card and say, I'm an estate agent, or let me say I am an estate owner, whatever you want to call yourself. Is that the life you really want? Before you know it, let me tell you this, before you know it, everything will be gone. You will be renting properties. You will be renting properties for your businesses. You'll be renting properties for your homes from the people you want to call strangers. But do you know one thing again? Even if you riot, even if you try to start any tribal war, right? You don't even have the economic power to do it. You know why? Your leaders didn't empower you. They turn all of you to Agbero. They turn you to people who now believe that you need the right connection to get the right job, not the right education. Who will survive in such environment? As a Yoruba man, today, you know what you are facing. You know what it is to you personally. But if you take the politics part of it out and you reason on with me, you will realize that even if a tribal war starts today, apart from their political thugs, their ragtag political thugs, would you be able to defend yourself? Do you have the economic power to defend yourself? Your leaders have stolen that from you. They stole the real job. They refuse to give real education. They refuse to raise real generation, strong people who want to build a society. Instead, what Yoruba political leaders raised, they raised armed robbers. They raised pen robbers. They raised document forgers. They raised manipulators. They raised liars. They raised hypocrites. They raised the crumb chasers, ass lickers. People who will tell them that they are never wrong. But look at us. Look outside there. Look at the poverty. Look at the people. Look at our parents. Look at our aged people. Look at our retirees. Look at those who we were supposed to protect with everything we have as a people. But for political exigencies, we traded them off. But for personal greed, we sold our inheritance. And when everything is done and done for, we are now crying. We are now crying as victims. Do you really think everyone will believe us that we are indeed victims? People who want to lose their properties, people who are going to lose their land because some people wanted to take them from you, because some people want to rule over you. Are you sure the world will believe us? I don't think so. That is why you should start having a rethink. If you are in political office, if you are in any position, you are a traditional ruler, you are a leader, and you believe in the concept of the homogeneity of land ownership, the attachment to the ancestral land that really make you who you are. I'm not saying you can't share your land. Share the land. Share the prosperity. Let people explore the prosperity in the land. But what? Don't sell your land. There is a lease. There is a lease plan in law. Lease your land. If you want to lease your land for 20 years, if you want to lease your property for 30 years, if you want to lease it for 10 years, get a good lawyer. Get a good chamber. Write this. Don't sell your lands. Nobody is trying to take your land. Your brothers are selling them. They are selling them not to make ODUDUWA land great, not to make Yoruba land great, not to make Yoruba land independent, not to make Yoruba land prosperous. They are selling them because of their own greed. And they are wasting the resources on frivolous things. At the end of the day, all these properties will be gone. And the real owners will continue to claim them. No tribal war, no politically influenced tribal war will make them lose those properties. Because if you think critically, you don't have that political strength. You don't have that economic power. Not now. But for those who are yet to sell theirs, please, don't sell your lands. Don't sell your parents' property. No matter the situation, get a very good financial advisor. Get a very good lawyer, financial lawyer. Let them advise you. That property, that landed property that was transferred from your forefathers to the fathers after them to your own father. Possibly, you are lucky enough to be the son, or you are lucky enough to be the head of the family. When you sell that land, you have sold your inheritance. You have no right to claim that anyone is coming to take over ODUDUWA Republic or take over ODUDUWA land. The only people who are selling off ODUDUWA land are the real ODUDUWA sons and daughters. And if we don't stop them, they will be the bastards, the Omo Alis among us that will eventually expose all of us. There will be nothing for us. There will be nothing left for us to defend if we don't say the truth, if we don't face it the way it is. Stop blaming people. Start asking real questions. And stop asking Tinubu to fight for you. Tinubu is also a land grabber. He has grabbed all the lands they could grab in Lagos State. Those who are jealous in other part of Yoruba land, they are land grabbers too. Trace their history. Trace their time in office. Check what they did with their own time. In fact, when they even left, they didn't even leave the key to our own kolo. When they were leaving, they punched a hole in our kolo, in the Commonwealth of Yoruba land. All of them put what they call retirement. After stealing from us, after stealing our land, after giving away our identity, after giving away our freedom, after telling us to keep quiet, they are fighting for us. Meanwhile, they are enslaving us, right? They still make sure they put pension in the government so that until they die, we will continue to feed them, we will continue to buy clothes for them, we will continue to pay for their medical fees, we will continue to fund their drivers, we will continue to buy them new cars. And they are not done. They said they will continue to choose who determine who gets what. So if you want to blame anybody, please, if you love yourself, don't call your slave master to come and save you. In fact, if you do, it will be to his own advantage. Do not grab the chain the second time. Thank you very much for your time. I enjoyed myself tonight, and I hope you did as well. So this is where I'm going to draw the curtains. To those of you who took your time to join us today, thank you. And to my friends on YouTube, I hope that went well. So thank you. And to my friends who are also reaching out to me, who want to bring up their advert on Maiyegun's diary, let me tell you, this is the world. This is the world we are in today. And do not be found wanting. So I've got a good price for you. And when you come on, I can tell the world about what you do, right? This is legit. We will not beg any politicians for money. And there is no reason. There won't be any reason for it. I live in the UK, you know that. I will only be doing that if I am actually really greedy. And I'm not. So they don't have what my intellectual property alone can make me in life. Nigeria politicians don't have it. If they have it, maybe they should help those who are praising them on social media. Some of you who are the Buhari Diderins, those of you who are the Abobakus of Lagos, maybe your leaders, they should spend the money they have on you. I have enough to make me rich. You have not seen anything yet. And I have enough to make many, many other intelligent people rich beyond their belief. If you have the capacity, just wait for it. It's coming. Thank you very much for your time, and have a wonderful, wonderful night. I'll see you some other time. Good evening.
Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ODUDUWA súnra.
Thank you. Yeah.
Gbogbo ODUDUWA súnra.
Sorry, I'm checking my screen there. Tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Ọmọ bá dérò ní fi wọn níran. Maiyegun sọ pé wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun sọ pé wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣá ti ṣe yìí. Àwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn dé bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ODUDUWA súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé.
ọmọ bá dérò ní fi wọn níran kì máa ṣeré. Kì máa ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù ọmọ. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnrakì.
Ẹ súnrakì, ẹ behave.
Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnrakì. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dérò.
So that is me. I'll see you some other time. Thank you.